Hi everybody. I hope everybody's doing well. Um, it is almost Christmas, Yule, Hanukkah, so many different things. And I wanted to talk to you about your loved ones and your family and friends on the other side. Um, since I am a medium, I am going to be talking about mediumship a lot. I'll be doing different videos on mediumship. At this time of year, I get a lot of clients and questions about holidays and special days and dates and things like that. And I am here to assure you and let you know that when it is holiday time, whether it's Thanksgiving or, Christmas holidays or Hanukkah, whatever you celebrate, Yule, things like that, family members and your friends and your loved ones are always present for festivities. Okay, you can rest assured that they are there at your family gathering or your Christmas party or whatever it is that you do for Christmas. Um, the holiday time is very depressing for many people because their family members and their friends are no longer physically there with them. So there can be a lot of depression during these times. If you've lost somebody and it's affecting you in that way, some people go on with their traditions and what they do because they know that their family or friends would want it to be that way. And they know that they're there one way or another. A lot of people question whether or not their family members are there for things like that. And I can guarantee you that they are. At this time of year, I have a lot of clients that ask that question. Is my mom around? Is my dad around? Does my grandmother know that I'm making her famous pecan pie or apple pie or whatever? I'm using her, that I'm using her pots and her pans or whatever. And absolutely, they absolutely do know. And it's important for people to realize that during this time, they should pay attention for signs and symbols of their loved ones on the other side because they're going to try and let you know that they're there, that they're here. Hey, I'm here, I'm here. A lot of times people they're not open, they're not paying attention. Um, they brush things off as coincidence or my imagination and things like that. And I'm here to tell you it's not your imagination. It is not your imagination. It is not a coincidence. This is real communication, and they are there to let you know, hey, I'm here. Don't be depressed. Don't be sad. I know it's hard because they're not physically there, but I guarantee you they are there in spirit. So keep your eyes and your ears and your nose and your senses open because your family members, they don't leave you. And most people aren't going to miss a party. Even if they weren't party people while they were here, they're going to join in because most people aren't even going to know that they're there. I mean, they're not going to see them physically, unless you have a medium in your family, or somebody that's sensitive, which is, absolutely possible. But I see a lot of depressed people around this time. I do. And it's even worse when the family member or the loved one passed around the holidays. They don't want to celebrate the holidays. They don't want to do anything. They want to be recluse or they want to, just be real bah humbug. Whenever somebody crosses over during a specific date, like a holiday or someone else's birthday or, the birth of a child or whatever, it makes it more difficult, the loss, especially when it's around Christmas time or Thanksgiving or, you know, New Year's or whatever, because this is usually a time when families are together. Usually. So if you lose your mom during Christmas or your dad or your spouse or your sister, that kind of screws up the holiday for you because that's what you remember. I lost my mom during Christmas time or Hanukkah or, I'm just going to use Christmas as a catch-all. I lost my dad during the holidays. I lost my sister during the holidays. I lost my spouse during the holidays. It's a depressing time for me, and I get it. It's very understandable. But no, that they would not want you to be depressed or to not celebrate because they are not physically there, because they are there in spirit form. Okay, they are. Absolutely. You know, I do get a lot of questions about mediumship and how it works and things like that. And I can only tell you how I work. I hear, I see, I feel, I taste, I smell, and sometimes I just know. I physically feel if somebody passed, for example, from a blow to the head, I feel that impact. If they passed from a tumor in the head or an aneurysm, I also feel it in my head. It feels different than an impact, but I do feel it in my head. Sometimes it does feel like an impact because that's just how they get me to notice that they passed from something of the head. Also, with mediumship, it is important to wait a little while before you actually have a reading, even if it is happened during holiday time. Okay? Say somebody, I have somebody call me in the next week or email me on this, and they say they want to make an appointment. It's holiday time, and that person just passed, you know, a few months ago or a couple weeks ago, because believe it or not, people will contact medium to have a reading within weeks of somebody passing. Most of the time, I don't know how long it's been, so I'm hoping that they are thinking about it and not making an appointment so quickly. A recent passing, like within a couple of weeks or just a few months, I wouldn't suggest somebody making an appointment quite yet. I would wait at least 6 months. Why? First of all, you're still in the shock of losing the person that you love, that you just lost. You're still in shock, so you're not quite ready. What happens when you book a reading and it's been that recent? Sometimes the reading is not very good for 2 reasons. Again, one, because they literally just passed away not long ago. It's only been a couple weeks. It's only been a few months. And there's a possibility that they're not going to be able to communicate very well. Not yet. Unless they were, I guess, like an intuitive person or a spiritual person or even a medium or a psychic themselves. That doesn't mean that nobody can communicate with a recent passing. I've had people come through that have been gone for 2 weeks and could communicate very easily. So it depends on the individual. It's not everyone, but chances are, if that person, because I've had it go the other way as well, I've had people that have had readings very quickly after a loss, just a couple months, you know, less than 6 months, and it hasn't gone as well as it could, only because 1, you're still in shock that you've lost them, and 2, they might not have their bearings yet on how exactly they're going to communicate. Do things still come through? Yeah. You might not get exactly what you're looking for. Also, sometimes when people come for mediumship readings, there's something very specific that they want to hear, and they can't, they're not open to anything else. This does not help the reading process. Okay, so you have to open your mind, and whatever it is that comes through, you have to be open to it. I have only had a handful of readings, less than 5, where the communication, I would say, wasn't the greatest. I usually advise those people, if they want to come back, they can come back, you know, make another appointment or whatever. But it does happen. If you're going to have a mediumship reading because you lost somebody, I would wait at least 6 months after their loss. There are exceptions to the rule, of course. You know, there's always an exception to the rule, and I use my judgment for that. If somebody happens to tell me, usually they don't, though. That's the thing. Usually I don't know how long it's been. They just either call or email and say that they want an appointment. Sometimes I'm not the one scheduling the appointment. So, you know, a lot of times they don't say, oh, yeah, it's only been so long. So when they get here, I usually pick up whether it is a recent passing or if they've been gone a while. And a recent passing to me is anything less than 5 years. So if it's more than that, then you can have the feel, you have the feel that they've been there longer. And usually you can tell if somebody's been gone for 20 years, or they tell you, hey, you know what, I've been gone for 25 years, or hey, I've been gone for 10. I've only been gone for 6 months, or it's only been 2 weeks, or whatever. Symbol, to my baby. So it is important when you're going to make an appointment with a medium, regardless on who it's with, what medium you choose, that you do take that in consideration. I would suggest you do wait at least 6 months. You know, like I said, there's always, you know, there's always different circumstances for different people. I get that. But I would wait. And if you don't wait, just make sure you're open to the possibility that the communication might not be, you know, awesome. It might be a little less than awesome, but you know, most of the time, most of the time we can make it work. But when somebody does lose somebody around holiday time, I do notice that a lot of people, they want to get in pretty quickly, and because they want to make sure that people are going to be there during the festivities. And it is a shock. It is a shock to lose somebody during festive times, just like it is a shock to lose somebody on your birthday. Like, this is my birthday. Now my mom died the day after or the day of, and this is what I'm going to remember my birthday of. I'm going to remember my mom dying on my birthday or the day after or real close to it. And that happens. A lot of people pass around near or around their own birthdays as well, or something important like the birth of a child. A lot of times they'll try and hang on. If they're sick, they'll try and hang on so they don't pass on that specific day, because people can do that. You'd be surprised what you can do. I mean, the power that you have inside of you is amazing. And they'll eke out another day. That way they didn't pass on that day. So the most important thing for you to know is that these loved ones are around during all these special days, the holidays and birthdays and things like that. You know, I don't know what else I can say. I know that that might not help. There's some people that are still going to be depressed, and I get it, especially if it's a recent loss, especially if it's a loss that's unexpected, like a tragedy of an accident, or sometimes even when somebody is sick, say they have cancer, the doctor said, oh, you know, you're doing well. You've got, I'd say I'd give you at least 10 years or whatever. And then they die unexpectedly. You're not ready for it. And then it happens during a time like, you know, a holiday time. And then that's a memory for you. Not only do you have the memory that you just lost a loved one very close to you, a parent or a spouse or a child, a pet, you have that during the holiday time when people are supposed to be happy and people are supposed to be gathering together and, you know, having parties and having a good time. You've got this horrible memory. You've got this memory. You know, you've got it. And it sucks. But the only thing that you can do is try to not be upset or sad or depressed because your family member or your friend or your spouse, your loved one wouldn't want you to be like that. And that's important for people to know, that our loved ones do not want us to be all depressed and sad during these, you know, during these times. They don't. They just don't. So remember that our loved ones are around during these times. Don't be surprised if you have, you know, their personalities stay the same. So don't be surprised if you've got a practical joker or somebody who had like a quirky sense of humor or a dry sense of humor or whatever, and they like to push people's buttons during holiday time. Don't be surprised if you might have a couple weird things happen or weird experiences. You got to stay open. Pay attention to the littlest things. And if at any moment, at any time, and not just during holiday time, but at any time during the year, if you ever have to question to yourself, gee, I wonder if that was a sign from my mom. As soon as you say those words in your head or out loud, know that that exactly, absolutely, 100% was a sign. As soon as you have to question it, oh, I wonder if it was a sign. It was. It was. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. It absolutely was. So yeah, remember that. You know, we have a new year coming. 2018 is right around the corner. And 2018 is going to be another year where a lot of people are going to grow spiritually. They're going to, if they're in business for themselves, their businesses are going to grow as well. Oops. Hey, what happened? My screen just went blank. That's spirit activity. Speaking of signs. So yeah, 2018, I mean, with everything that's going on right now on the planet, I know lots of people are scared. I get it, but everything is a lesson. So let's see what happens. 2018 should be a good year. You know, maybe not for everybody because everybody's got their own path and their own soul contracts and their own everything. But yeah. So remember, if you're going to book a mediumship reading with anyone, I would wait 6 months before you book it. You're going to be better equipped to receive the messages and to just having the knowledge. Like some people, there's a lot of people are in denial when something like that happens, and understandably so. You just went through a big loss. So just remember, if you can wait 6 months, I would wait. It'll be a better reading for you, more than likely. But that doesn't mean that you won't get messages or signs or symbols from your loved one on the other side. Because most people, they will get signs and symbols right away, just letting people know, hey, I'm okay. They will get those signs and symbols right away within a day. And one of the biggest ones is the dream. When somebody loses somebody, most of the time they're going to have a dream and they're going to remember it, and that is the visitation. Sometimes people don't remember it. I've had people that have lost people, and they tell me while I'm doing the reading, because I'll say, you know, so-and-so is telling me that they have tried to communicate with you through the dream. They're showing it to me. And they'll tell me, no, I have not had that dream. And a lot of times people do close themselves down, close themselves off. I recently had somebody who just lost their spouse within, you know, it's been 3 months. And this was somebody who was what I felt was a sensitive and had their own abilities. And that has gone away for now. Because that's how this person is. When they lose someone, they shut down. Their energy centers shut down. Their chakras shut down. So they're not sensitive anymore. Eventually, that will come back. This is not the first time this has happened to this person. I believe during the reading, I said this has happened before, like with loss of parents and things like that, and they did confirm it. So, you know, it is what it is. Everybody's different. You know, it's happened to me too, where I shut down. You know, people think just because you're a medium or psychic that you don't grieve, and that's the furthest from the truth. You do grieve because you still have the loss of the physical, you know, so it's no different if you talk to dead people or if you do. If you don't, it's still a loss is a loss. It does not matter. So yeah, so I'm going to be talking about mediumship and things like that a lot, and hopefully whoever's watching wants to hear it. and you know, share my channel with whoever if you want. And know that during these times, your family and your friends are absolutely around. And keep, you know, keep yourself aware of the signs and the symbols and everything. So you guys have a good day. And I know I haven't done as many videos as I want to. I really need to do a better job of doing more. You know, it's a crazy time. There's a lot to do. But I'm hoping for 2018, I'm going to try and, you know, pick a day a week where I have that time dedicated and just knock something out real quick. So, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Yule, Happy New Year. 2018 is going to be awesome. And if I don't do a video before then, everybody stay safe. Don't drink and drive. And know that your loved ones and your family and friends are around. All right. Peace out.